Hi, I'm Jeff Frawley.
And I'm Cindy Rhodes.
And you're watching Leerburg TV. Today, we're working with Maybe on our place beds.
Our first step today is to determine what type of treats Maybe likes. We're going to try a bunch of different ones and see what she looks at as high value food rewards. Our next step is going to be to set up or organize our training environment. All we're going to need for today is a Kuranda bed or any type of elevated dog bed and a couple chairs. Now that we know what type of treats we're going to use and we have our training area set up, we can start training Maybe. The first step today is going to be to lure Maybe onto the Kuranda bed. Notice how Cindy keeps her hand with her treat net at the dog's level. She'll then lure Maybe in a relatively straight line, manipulating her body up onto the Kuranda bed. Once Maybe gets up on the Kuranda bed, she's going to mark and reward. At first, Cindy's only asking Maybe to get 2 feet up, and eventually you can see here she's starting to figure it out and get all 4 feet up on the Kuranda bed. Notice Cindy's not using any verbal commands other than her markers. We're just luring on and she's learning the muscle memory of this. And remember, repetition is key. Once we've got enough repetitions in during the luring phase of this training, our dogs are going to start to offer the behavior. Notice how Maybe no longer needs the lure. She simply runs back up to the Kuranda bed because she knows that that is where all of her rewards are delivered. Cindy will then release marker off the Kuranda bed and allow her to make the decision to come back up on her own. Once she comes back up on the bed, Cindy's going to go ahead, reward in place, give her another release command, and keep repeating this process over and over again. Once Maybe is proficient at offering this behavior on her own, Cindy's going to go ahead and start adding in a verbal command.
Bed.
All she's going to do is say the word bed right before she already knows that Maybe's going to get up onto the bed. After enough repetitions, this command will be conditioned into the dog. Now that Maybe knows to get up on her Kuranda bed, we're going to complicate it a little bit for her and ask her to also go into a down position. So Maybe will come up onto the bed. Cindy's going to lure her into a down prior to marking and rewarding. So now Cindy's going to start adding distance between Maybe and the Kuranda bed. So she'll move Maybe off of the bed, place herself a few feet further away from the bed. She's going to slightly restrain Maybe here a little bit, give her bed command, and allow Maybe to run to the bed. Keep in mind that you don't want to go 50 feet away from your bed on the first drive. We're going to incrementally add more and more distance. So your first step may be 2 or 3 feet away from the bed, then 4 feet away, and then 5 feet. And slowly add that distance in while the dog learns and understands what the bed command means. Something else to notice is that Cindy always has a leash attached to Maybe. She doesn't necessarily need it, but it's there in case she needs to use it to block Maybe from making bad decisions. Once Maybe understands her bed command and is proficient at going to the bed from further and further distances, Cindy's going to go ahead and start to change up the picture. So you'll notice here, Cindy's now sitting down in a chair. She's going to send maybe to the bed from the chair. You can see that she gives her a little bit of help there by pointing to the bed and kind of drawing her attention, just so that she understands that, hey, this is the same thing we were working on earlier. We're going to go ahead and continue to change our picture and offer maybe as many different scenarios as we can. So in this training session, we're going to be using the folding chair as well as a stool, and in the next couple scenes you'll see when we translate this over onto a couch. But you want to show it to your dog from as many different angles or different ways that you can. Here you can see that we've moved from our training center and we've moved onto a couch, which is going to more simulate a real-life scenario for this behavior, for this training. And the ultimate goal is to have our Kuranda bed in the living room and be able to sit on the couch and watch a movie or work on our laptop, whatever it is, and send our dog to the Kuranda bed from anywhere in our home. So we're just, once again, changing up the picture, doing the exact same thing, but we're doing it from a couch instead of the folding chair that was in our training center.
Good. Break. Bed.
This last repetition that Cindy's doing with Maybe here, you can really see how patience is a virtue when it comes to dog training. So Cindy asked Maybe to go to bed. Maybe wasn't 100% sure what was going on or what was being asked of her. She tried to offer a few different things. She eventually went to the bed. Once she went and got on the bed, Cindy comes over and jackpots her, which means she's going to give her a whole bunch of high-value food rewards. So rather than one treat, Maybe got 5 or 6, really reinforcing that behavior once she finally figured it out. So patience, as I said, is a virtue when it comes to dog training.
Break.
The last thing that we're going to work on is just generalizing this behavior with a different type of bed. So we ran through that whole progression with the Kuranda bed, and now we're going to go back to step 1, and we can quickly progress through the steps with a different type of bed until our dog understands that it is the same behavior. This is exactly the same as when we were changing our picture. You can show your dog as many different types or styles of bed as you want, and maybe we'll start to generalize that we have the same expectations for the different beds.